Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a super crucial concept in cloud computing, which is high availability. If you have ever wondered how major websites and applications stay online even when things go wrong, this lab focuses on this aspect. This AWS Technical Essential Lab 4, Configure High Availability for Your Application, is part of AWS Technical Essential series. So this live guides you through the process of how to configure high availability for web applications so it can scale horizontally as the demand increases. So to initiate the lab, we have to launch the lab. So already did because it takes 4 to 5 minutes to start. So the lab is ready for me. So in this lab, actually there are 5 tasks to complete, which are review an EC2 instance and web application to validate the configuration. Then we are going to create an application load balancer and then create a launch template and create an auto scaling group. And then we have to test the application. So in this lab, the working environment is like this. We are having 2 subnets, subnet 1 and subnet 2, that residing in different availability zone. One is in availability zone A, another one that is availability zone B, and we have one route table, which is basically communicating with the both. And then there is there are 2 resources. For the first one, that is imply image bucket, and then Amazon DynamoDB. So we are going to remain activate all these things available, actually all these resources for a longer time. So we have load balancer, so we have auto scaling things, right? So here we can see that the objective is review an Amazon Elastic Compute Service EC2 instance and web application validate the end configuration. Then we are going to create load balancer and launch the template. Then we are going to set up an Amazon EC2 auto scaling group. So if one resource from one location, if that is not accessible, then from another resource it should be accessible, right? And then if one availability zone is not available, then it can work from another availability zone. So then launch the template, whatever we have defined, and as a load balancer as well as scaling group. So we have to launch, and then we have to test them that if their one availability zone is not accessible, then it should be accessed through another availability zone, right? So the very first task, that is review an EC2 instance and web application to validate the configure and the validate configuration. So first of all, we have to open the console. So we should be in the AWS environment. Here we are going to see the EC2 instance. So from here we can click and we can access the EC2 instance. Here we can have one instance is running. So we are going to click on that. And then we can see that the instance name is web application. So that is web application instance is in the running state, right? And then we already have some resources given here, which are default AWS region, that is EU West 2, and we have to see that we are in the same region, EU West 2. So EU West 2, yeah, EU West 2, we are already here. If, for example, in some cases the value can be changed, so we can select the one which is given in the lab environment, right? So that is EU West 2, so it is fine. Then there is image bucket name, and then installation bucket name, and then we are having public web application URL. So the application is installed on this URL. Then there is public web application URL. So if you see this URL, that is IP address, and then EU West 2, and then computer Amazon new. So this URL can be confirmed from here. For example, if we open the instance ID and here we can see public DNS. So that is the same. Either we can click there, or from here we can access the same, right? So we have to copy this URL, and then we have to open this link. Okay. So the web application is running on that instance and is accessible from this link, right? In the apply directly application, locate the administration section, and we have to see the configuration. So in the administration section, there is configurations. Here we can see DynamoDB is enabled, S3 access is also enabled, and S3 bucket is also there, right? And region is AWS2, availability zone is AWS2A, and EC2 instance, that is this one, and CPU utilization is nothing, or like it varies because there is not much load there. Right? So we have successfully reviewed the EC2 instance and employee directly application. So both things are working fine. So now move to the task number 2, which is create an application load balancer. So in that task, we created application load balancer, required target group and launch template. So we have to go to the EC2 dashboard, and then we have to see the load balancer. Okay, so EC2 dashboard. Here we have to see the load balancer, right? So click on the load balancer, and we are going to create a new load balancer. So we need to create a new load balancer, create a new load balancer, right? So in here, load balancer type, below application load balancer, choose the option create, and then create application load balancer. Create application load balancer. Click on the create, and then basic configuration center for the load balancer name, we have to use web application ALB. In the network mapping section, we are going to choose lab VPC. That is already created in the lab. And then for the mapping, select both availability zones that are here, and this one both, EUS 2A and 2B, both availability zone we are choosing. And then in the security group, remove the default one and choose the load balancer security group. So delete this one and load balancer security group. So we are choosing this one, right? So load balancer security group is there, and the listeners and routing section, under the default section, select the create target group. So here, fault action. In here, there is default action, create target group, and we are going to create a new target group. A new browser tab will open, create target group, and in here, choose target group, choose instance, and then target group name is instance, and target group name is lab application target group. The name that is given here, we already copied here. And then in the health check section, expand advanced health check. The advanced health check here, change the health to 2, threshold to 2. Sorry, health threshold to 2. Unhealthy threshold to 5. And change the timeout to 20. Timeout to 20. And then change the interval to 30. That is already there. Okay, and then choose next and then register target. Next and then register target, which is in the available instances section. Select the application instance, this one, and then choose include as pending below. Right, so that is added here, and then choose the create the target group. Create the target group. Right, so successfully created the target group. Lab application target group anomaly detection is automatically applied to all registered targets. Results can be viewed in the target application. So basically, web application is created as a target right. So come to the next one, that is, we can close this browser and then come back to the listeners and the routing sections. Right, so it is done. We have to close it and come back to the listeners and routing here, and we have to refresh. So whatever we have created will be available here. So if we see this one, so here lab application target group is created, right? So now we have got this one, and then task number 30, that is we are going to create load balancer and then see that successfully created or not. So in the end, we have to go and we have to create load balancer. So successfully created load balancer application ALB is done. Now come to the detail tab and then copy the value for the DNS name. So here we can see that DNS name, that is web application ALB US2 ALB. This one we have to copy this DNS name and paste the DNS name in the new browser tab and see what is happening there. So we have to copy and see what is happening. So we are able to access this application. All right. So we are able to see the implied directory application. So this task 2 is also completed. We already created an application load balancer, target group, security group, and confirmed the implied directory application has been set up correctly. So this is working according to the DNS address, right? So task 2 is done. Let's move towards the task number 3, which is create a launch template. So now we can access the application from single DNS name, which is this one, right? We can scale horizontally. To do so, we need auto scaling group. But before we can create an auto scaling group, we need a launch template. In this task, we create a launch template to use later when we create an auto scaling group. So here it is horizontal scaling. Basically, there are two types of scaling, that is horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling is basically we have another instance of the application, so and that may reside actually in other availability zones. So in case of failure of one instance, we can switch to another instance, so there is maximum availability time and least downtime of the application. Whereas the vertical scalability is the increase of the sizing of the application, right? Of the instance. For example, if there is one instance with less resources, now we can move to the do the vertical scaling, and instance resource sizes may increase. For example, if there is RAM is 4 GB, now we can move to 10 GB, 12 GB, or 16 GB or so. Right, so that is horizontal and vertical scaling. So now come to the activity number 33, which is focusing again on the EC2 instance, and then we have to see the to focus on the launch template. We'll come to the EC2 instance first, right? So launch instance. Under the instance, there is launch template, or so there is launch templates, right? So we are going to create a launch template. So for that, the name is lab app launch template. So we are going to copy and paste, and then there is a template variant and description, a web server for the imply directory application. Variant description is this one. And then for auto scaling guidance, select providing guidelines for we are going to click on this because we are going to create the template, so it will guide us. Right, so in the application of images, we are going to choose Amazon Linux 2023 MI 64-bit. So browse more, and then we are going to search this one. AMI 64-bit. I think it may work for us if there is no more restriction for the. Okay, yeah, that is better. So I'm going to select this one. Okay, and actually these may vary with the passage of time. For example, in the beginning that was different, and then there are more newer variant with the passage of time. So I chose this one, right? And then in the instance type, we'll choose T3 micro. T3 micro. T3 micro. So that is 2 virtual CPUs, 1 GB memory, and I think that is right. And the key pair for the security purpose, key pair is there. So in the key pair section, confirm the key pair name and set to don't include, right? So we are not making it more secure at the moment. Okay, in the instance type section, okay, key pair is done 40, and then in the network settings section, choose security group, and then we are going to select the web security group. Security group, we are going to choose this one, right? Okay, and then the advanced tab, where I am instance profile, which is employee directory application role. IAM role. So here, imply directly application role. And then for the metadata, we again choose 1 and 2. Variant 1 and 2. The variant token optional, so I have selected this one, right? And then navigate the bottom of the page, the user data. So we are going to copy this user data script and pasting there. So all this is copied, and we are going to paste it here. So actually, this script is updating the VM, and then it is installing NVM, Node Variant Manager, and download, install Node.js, install Citrus tool, create dedicated directory, get application from Amazon S3, extract into desired folder, configure S3 bucket details, right? Configure default AWS regions, enable admin tools for Citrus testing, install dependencies, start the application. So all these things are will be done by this script. So we have copied all these, and then all the information that is also given here. So paste the previous snippet into the user data field and make the following changes. For the image bucket variable, so this in resources are given here. Default AWS region, default image bucket, installation bucket. So in the this you can say a script, we are going to change this information, right? So image bucket installation. So we are going to change these things. Image bucket. This is our image bucket. So we are going to copy and we are going to paste it here. The name. Copy. And paste here, like here. Actually, I was trying to paste there, so that was not right. Okay, image bucket. This is the image bucket. And then there is installation bucket address. Installation bucket address will be here, right? And then third one, that is default AWS region. This is default AWS region. So we are going to change the region here. right? So the new variable values are assigned to the respective one, so that will be used at the later stages. All right. Okay. Next thing, already done these, copied all these things, and then we are going to create a launch template. So create launch template. It may take a short time. Okay, it is successfully created. Now, task completed, we successfully created launch template, right? So now come to the task number 4, which is create an auto scaling group. So task 4 is navigate the bottom of the success page, and then there is view launch template. So here we can create an auto scaling group. After creating view launch template, all right. So, okay, everything is very fine. Next thing that is left panel of the page, auto scaling, choose auto scaling group. So now we are going to create the auto scaling group. So in this case, we are going to create a auto scaling group on the choose launch. There is name app ASD auto scaling group. Then there is template selection, that we just created lab app launch template, right? So everything is there, and then we are going to choose next, and then for the next one, see here, that is instance, might be, you remember T3 micro we selected, and any other things that are already there, security group IDs are there. Okay, fine. Okay, next thing, and here we are going to choose the VPC. So we are choosing lab VPC, I guess, right? It is lab VPC we have chosen. And then availability zones and subnets, that is public subnet 1 and public subnet 2. Public subnet 1 and public, both we are going to select both. All right. And then next one, in here, on the integrate the other services, which is on the optional page, that is load balancing section. Load balancing, choose attach an existing load balancer. We already created. Okay. Okay. Next thing, progressing load balancer target group, drop down and go for target group that we created. Right. This one we already created. In the health check, for the additional health check, optional check, choose turn on elastic load balancer. We have to choose next. And on the configure group size and scaling. In the group size, here group size, desired capacity is true, right? And then scaling section, that is minimum capacity is 2. Maximum capacity is 4. Automatic scaling target tracking scaling policy, right? And then target value is 30. Whereas instance warm up, that is 300. Basically, all these values are for auto scaling group, like when to trigger the new instance. We are going to choose next. That is add notification, that is optional, but lab application SMS topic. Add notification, I think, yeah. Add notification, create a new topic, and then here, as well as I think we have to add a new valid email address, so that if there is some trigger, so we have to receive some email from this. So here you can give, for example, I can give my own. Edit the email, and then I move to the next one, and then here there is nothing, no tag is required. So next one, and then we are going to create another scaling group. All the configurations, and then there is create the scaling group. It will create an email. It will send an email to the registered email address, right, for the confirmed subscription. So a new browser tab will open. Subscription confirmation. A message should be subscription confirmed. Right. So it is created. Navigate the back browser tab in the auto scaling group, and the status may be an update capacity state, and refresh. It will take a time, and it will be the status change until it see blank message. Okay. Auto scaling group is created here. So I have received the email, and on this confirm subscription, actually subscription is confirmed. All right. So now let's see the status scaling group. This one, and the status will be changed in some time. Now we can see that it is the email is sent. The status is this one, and the instance is true. So that is desired to us. The status may be, so that is done. We have received blank message. The instance column should return a value of 2. So in the navigation pane of the left page, we will choose target group, and which is lab application target group. Lab application target group 1, and target tabs, and then healthy station, healthy status, health status is healthy, all is healthy, right? And means that everything is very fine. In the navigation pane to the left pane instance, choose instances, and then we have to select the web application. And here it states we are going to terminate the instance. So we are going to delete the instance. Let's see what happens. It's saying that terminate instance, terminate, and then we are going to see terminate, delete. So this instance will be deleted. Successfully initiated termination, deletion of this instance. All right. The status should be shut down now, shutting down. Okay. Wait until it is completely deleted. All right. So we have deleted one instance and one availability zone. Load balancer is there and scalability is also there. Horizontal scalability is also there, right? So it is shutting down and we are waiting until it is completely deleted. Switch to the web browser tab in the public DNS URL, your load balancer, refresh the browser tab and confirm the application is still available. Because we use load balancer, we use scalability so that another instance is created. If one is deleted, another is available. All right. So here we can see that web application is completely shut down and now its state is terminated. It means it is deleted. But we have to go to the load balancers and then here we can see that we have created web application load balancer and here we have DNS name of this load balancer and then we are going to paste it here and see that the application is still working. Configuration is also the same, right? It means that at one place it is deleted, it is removed, it is malfunction, it has some problem, it has anything, but due to this load balancer, it is still accessible, right? So the task is complete. We successfully created a auto-scaling group using launch template and verified the additional new EC2 instances to the target group. So another instance is still working. Now focused on the lab task number 5, that is test the application. So in this task, we test the implied direct application and validate the application is load balancing between different availability zones. Then we conduct a load test to trigger a scaling event to test the horizontal scaling of the application. Now return to the web browser tab with the implied directory application, which is this one. If you close this browser tab, copy the DNS name of the load balancer. So we already opened this one using the load balancer, right? In the application directory, go to the administration configuration and see the current availability zone. That is EU West 2A. And here, now you create a simulated load on the CPU of the instance to the test horizontal scaling. In the admin tools section, we are going to set press application server for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. All right. Return to web browser with the load balancer page. Here we can see the load GPU usage is increasing up to the 100%. All right. 1% to 100%. And it is addressing. Here there is nomination that it is addressing, no much load is there. After approximately 10 minutes, return to the web browser tab with the load balancer page. Return to the browser tab, AWS Management Console. In the left navigation panel, load balancing section, choose target groups. Here we can see that target labs, and then we can refresh and we can see that how much update the list of registered target, and it should disappear from the list. Basically, it will move from one instance to another. Basically, the time lapsed to trigger a scaling event depends on the setting of the health check, which you configure during the creation of the load balancer. Dive deep into to learn more about cooldown period to health check and how they impact the horizontal scaling of the application. So we already tested the implied directory application for high availability and horizontal scaling. It will increase. It will impact this load multiple times, right, for 10 minutes. So it is a continuous process. So actually, all the tasks has been completed. We created the load balancer, we created the scalability, right? So we deleted one instance, but another instance in as a load balancer there is in the backup is available. So we have reviewed an EC2 instance and web application to volatile validate the configuration. We have created an application load balancer and launch template. We have set up an Amazon Elastic Compute Load Cloud EC2 auto scaling group, and we launched a template Citrus test web application to validate the scaling. Right. It is the completion of the lab. Hopefully, you have understood that how instances are. Actually, these were pre-configured. You already gone through the configuration of these EC2 instances, so we didn't focus much on that. And we use template because, and where I showed you that the templates, the scripts that are basically predefined things that we need to install manually one after the other. By using these scripts, we do it with one script. So it is very handy. So we have done all these things and we have observed the application of the balancer as well as the application of auto scaling and the use of auto scaling and all and on balancer as well as this VPC that was there, security groups that were there, right? So hopefully it will help you to understand how AWS works, how AWS technical essentials focus on all those aspects. Basically, this series was focusing on AWS IAM. Then we go through creating VPC, launching web application in the instance. And then we gone through the configuration of the web application of the Amazon S3 bucket and DynamoDB. And in the fourth lab, actually, we configured high availability of these applications. Those applications are basically the Amazon S3 bucket and DynamoDB. So we have these services and we can effectively utilize these services, right? So if you have any question, any comments, anything, so you can give in the comments so I can make some other videos on these topics and all, right? Thank you very much for your learning and for your understanding. If you have any further questions, you may ask that as well. Thank you very much. Bye.